All right, Tony, thank you so much for stopping in. Tell me a little bit about how things went this past weekend.
So I kept talking to mom about it, and she put it in her head a lot. I just talked just to mom, and she's starting to understand more. She slips up on the pronouns sometimes, but I remind her, and she's gracious about it.
So she's trying.
She's genuinely trying. She genuinely sees that it's important to me. I then talked to dad separately, and he just is refusing to use my name or my pronouns.
So dad is really struggling with this.
Yeah. Mom is all in, she's on the boat and everything, but I just can't get dad to use name or pronouns or even talk about it. I tried to talk about it and he brushed it off and was like, whatever, just,
How does that feel?
Upsetting and honestly, like, degrading in some ways, and just makes me feel like crap, honestly. Because, he's the one who's like, I'd be supportive no matter what. And now he's not even letting me talk to him about what I need. So
you feel shut out.
Yeah.
Where does your mind go when that happens?
It goes right back to the second floor window and the pills. Mom has my pills now, so that's not really an easier option, but yeah. I really look up to my dad too, but yeah, that's why it's extra hard that he's not supporting me.
You feel rejected.
Yeah. I feel really rejected. I don't really know what to do at this point. It's really been messing with me this week extra.
Because every time you go home, you see dad.
All the feelings kind of rush in and consume me, basically.
Very consuming.
Yes. It's really upsetting. It's really started upsetting me. That's why I keep going back to wanting to die. And the second floor window. I obviously haven't done it, but.
So suicide seems like an option.
Yeah.
And the second floor window looks more and more attractive.
Yeah.
Walk me through how close you've gotten.
I opened the window and just hung my head out and kind of looked at the ground. But then my dog started calling at my door. So I went to go let him in and just kind of wait for my dog.
Yeah, so there was a distraction.
Yeah.
What would have happened if the dog hadn't scratched at the door?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have done it or not. Because I was very close to. And at that moment, I definitely wanted to. So, yeah.
What do you think would be on the other side of that?
Peace and, I don't know. I feel like I'd feel better. I wouldn't have to deal with my dad not being supportive, my friends not being supportive, my only supportive friend being hundreds of miles away. Yeah, that's what I say.
Peace.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 0, this isn't a risk, I'm not going to do it, to 10, oh yeah, I'm going home and I'm going to do this. Where are you at with that?
An 8.
An 8. So this is a real concern for you.
Yeah.
You find yourself resisting the urge to go to the window? Have you fantasized about falling out of the window? Tony, I mean, we had that conversation with your mom a couple weeks ago, and I think that went really well. What did you feel about that?
I think it went really well. She's been a lot more receptive, as you know, and really trying with the name and the pronouns.
Okay. The reason I asked for that may seem disconnected from what we were just talking about, but I'm wondering if mom could be a good partner for us on this. Um, it does sound a bit like you're really feeling depressed and hopeless at some level. And so I'm wondering if we need to have you reevaluated to see, okay, do you need med change? Is there something, some additional therapy that could be done outside of school that could give you more support? Because it sounds like you really are just wanting dad's, approval,
Yeah.
and to have some more support within your peer group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it sounds like we need to call in more help. Sometimes we can't do this on our own. Sometimes you need help. You need extra support. What do you think about maybe having us call mom and seeing if she can come over?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'd like to ask mom to take you to get what's called an evaluation. And so you would go to the hospital, you talk to people kind of like me, they would ask you lots of questions. There is a chance that they would keep you overnight, maybe for a day or two, but usually it's so they can do a medication adjustment so that they can make sure that you're getting the best kind of chemical support you can, and then also pairing it with outside support. Now, I think your mom and I had talked about you getting a counselor outside of school. Has that happened yet?
We're still trying to find someone who's transformative.
Okay, all right. And what have you done to try to locate that person?
Just Googling it, honestly. Sometimes I'm too depressed to even get on my laptop, but mom will help me get up and we just look on Google and try and find someone that way.
Yeah, I did notice you had missed a couple of days of school, and that I'd wondered if that was part of what was going on.
Yeah, I just couldn't get myself out of bed.
Okay.
So I just stayed home. Mom said, I realized you didn't feel well, so you can stay home. Yeah.
How much of that do you think is connected to not feeling like you have a group here that you can talk to?
I didn't think about that. Probably could be somewhat connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That could be a factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, I know we talked about the LGBT Center and, their trans initiative programs. Have you had any time to take a look at those resources that I gave you?
Yeah, I did, and I'm actually going to attend a meeting for trans youth.
Okay.
To see if I can get, just be in a space with other youth like I am.
You might be surprised who you encounter there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there may be some familiar faces that you might not have realized are connected with that group, right? But one of the things that we do ask is that, just like we have confidentiality when you go to those groups, you don't share who's there, and they won't share that you're there until you get to share your own story, right? Mm-hmm. So, but let's do this. I think it's important to get you some extra support. It sounds like you definitely need some help. Mm-hmm. This may also help dad realize this is serious, right? This is important. And so I'll call mom. Are you feeling okay enough to go back to class and get through your next couple of classes? And maybe we meet with mom after school, because I know that's easier for her.
I think I could do it.
Okay. All right. If not, you know where I am. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can always reach out. If you're having a rough time or a hard time in a certain class, you're welcome to come talk to me, and we'll get you in a better place hopefully in the next few weeks. But it's a transition. It's a journey, like I said. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so I'll call mom, and then I really do want you to follow up with that trans youth group, because I think that's going to be a place where you're going to start to feel a sense of belonging. And, we have this theory in counseling called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you studied it in any of your classes yet, but in Maslow's hierarchy of need, it talks about you have to have food and shelter to be able to have a sense of belonging, right? So you've got to have these basic needs: water, food, shelter, safety, in order to have a sense of belonging. And you have to have a sense of belonging before you can learn. So that's what we want to help you create, is finding that space where you can have a sense of belonging so that you can feel better about what's going on and be able to focus on school and being a teenager and doing all those things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your courage.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if we can get some support for you.
Mm-hmm.